Yo, what is up guys? Aaron here. I hope everybody had a fantastic new year. I know I did. Unfortunately, my wife and I caught COVID, so we've been stuck at home for the majority of the time. But anyways, I finally got my hands on the S23 Ultra. I tried to do this video sooner, but I just didn't have a device with me with the new One UI 6 Android 14 update. But now that I have my phone with me, and with the release of the S24 Ultra coming up pretty soon, I figured it'd be a pretty good time to just kind of go over all the new changes that they made with the Android 14 One UI 6 update. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. And one thing to note guys is that this video is not going to be for everybody. So if you do have an S21 and up, or a Z Fold 3 or a Flip 3 and up, you should be good to go. But if you have an older device that's older than an S21 or Flip 3, then this video might not be relevant to you. And there's a bunch of new changes that they made to this new update. But for the sake of time, I narrowed it down to my top 20. So here are my top 20 new features that you should be using on your new Galaxy device. All right guys, so first we're gonna start with some of the changes that they made with the camera and the camera app, and then we'll kind of move on towards the whole phone in general. So the first feature that they changed is the camera widget. So if you tap and hold the main screen, go to widgets, and you go to camera widgets, you can drag and drop the camera widget on your main screen. And here you can actually customize how you want your widget to look and what you want it to do. So as you can see, when I tap the widget, the camera app will open, and you can make it do different functions as well if you want to do video mode, portrait mode, and so on. Now, staying in the camera app, we have something called the auto scan feature. So this is a new feature that they added where go to settings in camera and then scan documents and text. There's an auto scan function where you can actually auto scan documents or text without having to press the shutter button, and you don't need Scene Optimizer on as well. So this is a very cool and subtle feature that I think is very useful. Next, when we stay in the same camera, there's something called the auto FPS mode. So auto FPS mode will actually change the frames of your video depending on the lighting condition. So before you were only able to turn this feature on or off, but now you have the ability to use the auto function where it will drop frames or add frames depending on the lighting condition. So pretty neat. So the next feature is this new AI image clipping. This is a feature that they introduced in iOS 17. Unfortunately, Android and iOS did not have this feature, but now you can actually clip images powered by AI and use those clippings as stickers in other apps and editors. So if you open the camera and go to a gallery, if you just tap and hold a photo that you want to clip, as you can see, you can drag and drop here, and you click on Save as Sticker, and then later on you can use that sticker for any other image that you would like to add it to. So pretty cool. So the next feature is called Quality Optimization in the camera app. So this option allows you to choose between 3 levels of quality optimization for the photos or videos that you take. So when you go to Settings in your camera app, go to Advanced Intelligence Options, and then you'll see 3 options of max, medium, or minimum. Minimum will give you the fastest amount of time for post-processing, and of course, maximum would take the longest. So depending on your workflow and if you want to speed things up, this would be a good option for you. The next feature is a pretty nice quality of life feature that they made, and it is that you can now edit photos after saving them. So for example, prior to Android 14, whenever you wanted to re-edit a photo, you would have to start from scratch again. But now when you edit a photo, you can actually save it, come back to it later, and start where you left off. A very subtle change, but definitely useful to use. This is something they should have done a long time ago. So pretty nice. All right guys, the next change is called the enhanced story viewing and editing. So when you tap on stories in the gallery app here, you can now add or remove photos to that story by swiping from the bottom of that story. And also, when you tap on the 3 dots, you can go to hide content. And here you can hide specific dates of the photo and video. And also you can hide specific people and pets in that photo and video. So pretty neat feature. Another nice change that I noticed is in the grid line option in the camera app. So when you open up the camera and go to settings, and then when you enable the grid line options, as you can see, I can show you here, there's a line that appears to make sure that your photo is leveled. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. And if I pull up an older device, you can see that line is not there. So whenever you want to level your photos, if you have that grid line option enabled, that is a really cool feature. And the last one on the camera is just the overall changes that they made to the editor and to the camera app. So everything about editing is just much more easier now. You can see they redid the redo and undo buttons as well. And also, if you see here, the video editor used to be called video editor, but now it is called studio editor. And you can actually create a shortcut for the studio editor. Whatever projects you might be working on, you can just open that app and continue to do whatever you need to do. So this is a really nice change. All right, guys, the next change is probably the biggest one, and that is the quick panel. So if you go here, you can see they made some pretty big design changes when it comes to the quick panel. Everything is just more easier to access. And also another cool option that they added is if you click on this pencil icon here, is the quick settings instant access. If you enable this feature, if you swipe down from the right side of the screen, it will instantly give you access to all the features that you want to add. Here, all the shortcuts. And if you swipe from the middle of the screen, as you can see, you would have to do it twice in order to access that. So, pretty nice. The next feature is that you can now sort your notifications by time. This is a very small but convenient feature. So pretty much if you go to settings here, and under notifications, you can sort notification by priority, and now you can sort it by time. So now you can actually ensure your most recent notifications are always displayed at the top instead of having to scroll through your notifications all the time. So pretty cool. Another nice feature is now you can keep pop-up windows open. So whenever you're using the multi-window feature in the pop-up view mode, so let's go to settings here, and then we'll go to advanced, multi-window, and then swipe for pop-up view. You can now keep your pop-ups open. So if you swipe here, and if I want to open the camera app, you can see that whatever I'm doing here on the pop-up, I can now do simultaneously with another app that I'm working on. So this is a really nice feature that they added. Another cool feature that they added is that you can now drag and drop photos or text by using the two-hand gestures. So for example, if I open up the gallery here, and if I tap on a photo, I can actually drag and drop a photo into that message instead of having to copy and paste or whatnot. So this is a really cool feature that they added. Another nice feature is called Quick Actions for App. So when an app appears in your search results, in the app drawer, you can actually touch and hold the app icon to get quick access to actions on whatever you want to perform. So if I go to Amazon, for example, if I tap and hold, you can see you can go to your cart, orders, search, and whatnot. A really cool and subtle feature. Another nice change that they made is finally you can now edit your quick responses. So if you use a Samsung app, let's click on the three dots here, go to settings, and then we'll go to chat settings. More settings, I'm sorry. And then quick responses. You can now see that there's the edit option on the top. The next option is that you can now resize and extract text from pinned content. So Smart Selection has been a pretty cool feature on Samsung Galaxy devices for a pretty long time now. And you can access this by just pulling out your S Pen or just going to the Edge panel. So for this example, we'll just pull out the S Pen here. And then we'll go to Smart Select. We'll click on the one pin and insert here. And you can move the window wherever you want it to be. So for example, if I want to pin this content right here. So as you can see, the selected content can be pinned to the home screen so that you can check it anytime you want instead of having to copying it, saving the image while working on other apps. So this is a really cool, useful feature. The next one is under security and privacy, and that's called the auto blocker feature. So what this does is it pretty much protects your phone from malicious software. And it does this in various ways, for example, like blocking images that might be containing some malware, or blocking text or stopping downloads from happening that also might be a threat. So this is another cool feature which can be accessed by going to Settings, Security and Privacy, and then by going to Auto Blocker, and you can just turn on or off the auto blocker. All right, guys, the next one is that you now have the option to customize your magnification window. So, for example, show you a quick example here. We'll go to Settings, and then we go to Advanced Features. Accessibility, Vision Enhancements, and then under Magnification, you can see I have it set to triple tap. So if I triple tap the home screen, you can see that the magnification window is here, and you can choose how you want your magnification to be, size, width. So this is a really cool feature. The next feature is the weather widget. So Samsung made some pretty big changes, or subtle changes, when it comes to the weather widget. So if I tap on hold the screen here, and then we'll go to widgets, and then under weather, you can see that they added some more widgets here with some more useful information. And if I pull up my older device, sorry about that, we'll go to widgets under weather. You can see that the options are different, and there are actually more options here. So pretty cool. And if you open the weather app, you'll find more useful information here as well. So pretty neat. Another nice little change that they made is that you can now finally reposition the clock. It's kind of stupid, but I don't know why they didn't even have this option before. But so pretty much if you, go to wallpaper and style here by holding the main screen for 3 seconds, and you click on the lock screen, you can see you can finally reposition the clock wherever you want it to be on the screen. So this is a feature that's so stupid, but finally they added it with the new update. So this is really nice. And finally, they made some pretty small changes to the keyboard, Samsung keyboard. I'm not a big fan of the Samsung keyboard. I mainly use Gboard, but just in case you guys want to see it. So let's see here. As you can see, if we compare the emojis here, they do look a little bit different. Not much of a change, but a subtle change, which is pretty nice. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. That was my top 20 new features of the new Android 14 One UI 6 update. If you guys found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and also like the video as well. I will always appreciate your guys' support. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.